The New York Knicks just got mind-blowing news. Let's talk about it. My name is Paul. This is Big Apple Sports. If this is your first time tuning in, thank you very much. Please just take a quick second, like and subscribe. I'm going to be talking Knicks all season long. I also put out Giants content every day as well if you are one of the psychopaths like me who is still watching Giants football. So if you're still watching that too, like and subscribe. Don't miss out. Let's get on to the crazy news from today. So if you remember from the summer, there was a report that Giannis wanted to be traded to a contender, that the Knicks were the team he wanted to go to. He liked the big market. He liked that they were a contender, and that the Knicks had a legitimate chance to get Giannis. And then it sounds like the Bucks, were able to convince him to stay on. And so I've been talking a lot this year about how the Bucks are off to a slow start, and every time they lose, it's good for the Knicks. And you look at the standings, and they are on the outside of even the play-in tournament looking in. I pulled up their schedule in a video last week, and just like they have a gauntlet of a schedule coming up now and in January, right before the trade deadline. And now today it's being reported by Shams that Giannis and the Bucks have started talking about his future again, about whether it's his best fit to stay in Milwaukee or move elsewhere. And I think we all know how those talks are going to go. Like, this is it. Like, he is in the prime of his career. He's one of the best players of this generation, and he wants more than that one ring he has. And right now, Milwaukee is just not getting it done. 9-13, like I said, tough schedule coming up. They don't have the help for him to get it done. So of course, everybody immediately is going to talk about him potentially getting traded to the Knicks. I could have picked any number of websites that talked about his potential landing spots, and every single one of them are going to have the Knicks at the top of the list. That's where he said he wanted to go this summer. I think the NBA would love it. It mentions that in this Sports Illustrated article. And I know people say, like, oh, it doesn't matter what the NBA wants. But it really does. Like, I really think... I'm not a conspiracy theorist. Maybe a little bit. But I really think the NBA wanted Luka in LA and loved that for him. And it was interesting that the team who traded him randomly won the lottery, even though they didn't have the best odds. Not saying any conspiracy theories here, but that happened, and I think the NBA would love to see him come to New York. Obviously, he wants to come to New York. That's what he has said would be his preferred destination. And I think if you're a Knicks fan, you gotta want him. And I know I've put out a few videos talking about him going to the Knicks, and I always have a few people who are like, this team's gelling so well together, we don't need him, we can win without him. But I want you to really consider, looking at the NBA futures right now, it's OKC against the world. Like, they are 21-1, which is absolutely preposterous. And then looking at the future, they have a ton of picks, including some that look like they might end up in the top 5 to 10. Like, Oklahoma City is going to be a juggernaut for the future. And I don't know, the Knicks have a great roster, but if we want a ring in New York, I think Giannis is the way to go. And then just looking at some of these other teams they are mentioning as a possibility for him, you got Lakers, Warriors, Nets, Spurs are who they mention. And you look at the standings, the Lakers are 15-5. The Spurs are 14-6. The Warriors 11-11, not quite as good, and obviously the Nets stink. I can't imagine he's going to want to go there. But the point is we can see the Knicks add one of the best players in the NBA, or they can decide, you know what, I like our team now, and then next thing you know, you got Luka and Giannis playing together, or Steph Curry and Giannis. There's a lot of other possibilities that could work here. And it's now all of a sudden, this Knicks team has to find a way to beat OKC and whoever ends up getting Giannis. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if the Cavs try to put a pitch together for Giannis. Everybody, like, when you see a player like Giannis is available, you call and you try to get something done. Like, generational players don't just go on the trade block every week. And I know the Bucks haven't been relevant in a couple years, but he is not far removed from carrying a team on his back to the championship game himself, putting up a 50-piece in the NBA Finals and winning NBA Finals MVP. So you got to get this done if you're the Knicks. Looking at what they say a trade package for him would look like, they said any deal would probably be centered around Karl Anthony Towns. Like, the Knicks don't have the picks that some of these other teams are going to be able to offer. And, like, I think if a team like the Nets were able to offer a bunch of picks for him, they would really have to consider that, knowing they could be high-end picks. But I don't think the Bucks are going to be that motivated to get a bunch of picks and pick swaps from the Lakers or the Warriors or the Cavs or any one of these teams who are competing for the NBA Finals. It's like, you might, like, yeah, you probably would get first-round picks every other year till the year 2034 or something like that. But every one of these is probably going to be late-round picks until the end of that. So you're really putting your franchise on hold for like 6 to 8 years, hoping that this team ends up collapsing in the future. And it might not. Because when you trade Giannis to another team, that team is instantly going to be a team picking in the last 10 picks of the first round. So I don't think those picks are going to be as valuable as star players. And the Knicks will be able to offer Karl Anthony Towns and then either OG Anunoby or Mikal Bridges. You guys let me know which one you would rather see in a package. Personally, I love both of these guys. I think they're both great players. But I think Mikal Bridges is a little bit better. And then, the guy has literally never missed a game in his career. So I like counting on his durability as well. And then you roll out a team with Brunson and Bridges and Hart. And to match salaries, they'd probably have to give back like a Bobby Portis or Kyle Kuzma and Mitchell Robinson. And, this bench is a lot deeper than it's been. Like, that's a finals team. Like, this current iteration of the Knicks is a great team. I think they're good enough to come out of the East. I don't know that they're good enough to beat the Thunder right now. But if they add Giannis, that's a team that can beat the Thunder. So I think you have to put all your chips in the center of the table here and go all in on them. And then one other little bit of news. There's not a whole lot here with this, but it is interesting. Chris Paul all of a sudden was weirdly cut in the middle of the night by the Clippers. He is all of a sudden a free agent. The current Knicks roster, I don't think Chris Paul would be a good fit. They would have to cut somebody. I don't think anybody is worth cutting for Chris Paul right now. But if they made a Giannis trade and had to give up a few players and it opened up a roster spot, then all of a sudden I wonder if you would love to have Chris Paul, coming in for 10 minutes a game to take over for Jalen Brunson, maybe mentoring Tyler Kolek, who I really like the way he's developing as a passer. I'm sure Chris Paul could really help him improve there, and then just be another veteran presence off the bench. So lots of good options for the Knicks here, but the point is MVPs don't just become available. Like the Luka trade last year was an anomaly. Crazy that it seems like there might be an opportunity for that to happen again. The Knicks have to jump on it. Have to. You guys, let me know your thoughts on all of that, and then don't forget, just like and subscribe on the way out.